I arrived here like at age 3. I lived on a farm, so I had no one else to talk with. I was the only Latino in the community. It was a challenge for me because I seemed like dumber compared to everyone else because I didn't know the language. I got special treatment, which I didn't really like because I felt different from everyone else. First grade, I didn't know anyone because it was a new school for me. I couldn't really talk to anyone, so I was always shy. I always sat by myself. And it was just hard because all the teachers were American, so they didn't really know Spanish. So that was just another barrier for me that I had to overcome. I practiced every day after school. I used to watch Sesame Street all the time, or Cyber Chase. That really helped out. Only one of my friends knows where I live. And that's because for me, it's people might think of me differently. And I think it's just because what it comes with, like how people are gonna respect you. I enjoy it because I get to see other Latinos, and that's something you don't really get to see at school. And we're always helpful to each other. Like during the snow, we help each other out. Like if one of us ever gets stuck on the road, we always go to assist each other. We're just like a community that likes helping each other. When I'm here, I just feel like myself because I get to hang out with my friends, people who understand where I come from, people who've had the same challenges as me or are facing them right now. At age 10, I promised myself that no matter what, I would always help out my mom. Because she's always been there for me. I always try to be happy with her. And hopefully one day, I will be able to help her in a financial way. My brother's always trusted me with being always getting the education so I can help my mother out. Currently, the AP classes I'm taking is AP Calculus, AP US Government, AP Literature, AP Spanish, AP Physics. When I'm taking AP exams, they made it more affordable for me because I only have to pay around $10 compared to other people who have to pay about $65 to $80 per exam. Last year, I had 3 friends. They all had A's, but thanks to the prices of the AP exams, they weren't able to take the exams. There's so much potential here, and I don't think a lot of people see that in this type of community because most of the Hispanics that go to high school with me, they've got so much potential that's either in sports and education. They want to succeed, but the problem is that no one's there to guide them and show them the proper steps. It would be something special for me, to have more mentors here. I believe that would help a lot, especially for the new generation, because it will give them something to look forward up to. So I always try to be a role model for other kids in the community.
My name is Precious Minor. I'm 17, a senior at Charlottesville High School. Growing up, I witnessed a lot. I have. I've seen somebody get stabbed as getting off a school bus, people getting shot. I've seen a lot, but it's just once again, those things happen because people allow them to happen. I was maybe 9 or 10. And that's when I had really lost my dad to some serious stuff, because he felt like it was okay for him to do those things. So it was I learned a lot. And then I lost my mom also, to not because she was a part of it or a part of a gang or anything, but because she affiliated herself with people like that. As far as gang-wise go in Charlottesville, I just feel like it's never going to stop. And it's never going to stop because kids learn from adults. And so you just have some of those parents and adults who's not into it, and then you just have some of those parents and adults who don't care, and you have some of those parents and adults who thinks that it's cool to influence it. They want it to happen. So it's you really can't do much or say much to change much if the home, it has to start from the home first. I got sent to a group home in Chesterfield, Virginia. It's called Fresh Start. I got sent there because basically it was I kept getting in trouble in school. I didn't want to listen to anybody. I just thought that I could do what I want to do, basically. As me being a teenager, and going through some of the things that I went through, and having some people come in and out my life a lot, that like, me as a person, I hate to see other kids and teenagers grow up to go through things that I went through. So I just think that they had like, they don't even have to be in the community, but a better support system for all the schools and people actually going to the school and opening their voices and talking and letting kids know that like life is really what you make it and stuff. And actually going to kids and telling them that they're going to be there and help them. I think some kids will actually understand or will grow to understand and try to make the best out of life. With a person like me, if I didn't have anybody to talk to or nobody to listen, I'll hold things in and I'll let it build up. And when it builds up, it's just, and when it's time for it to all come out, it just explodes. And it comes out, but I let it come out all the wrong way. When you first meet people, I just think that when you first meet somebody, they shouldn't tell you they're going to always be there. Because for one, they don't know that for sure. Because what if you're not always there for them to be there for? I know from the jump when somebody's lying, they're going to be there or they're not going to be there. Because it's like, you told me this, but when the littlest things happen and you should have been there and you wasn't there, and people think, well, I mean, I thought you could handle it. It wasn't the point of me not being able to handle it. It was the point of you saying you always be there. So I filled out an application for the Orange Dot program to get my CNA license, and that'll happen at UVA. And then after that, after I complete the program and go and stuff, I plan on getting a job somewhere at somebody's nursing home and getting my own apartment and stuff and just being able to work and have a lot of responsibilities on my own. Basically, the lesson learned is that not everybody's going to always be there. Not everything's going to always be your way, but you have to deal with it because it's life. And that I realized that it's just some things isn't worth getting in trouble anymore. It isn't worth doing to lose what you really have. I don't know. I just plan to make the best of my future. I don't really know all of what I'm going to do, but I plan to make the best of it.
What I have is retinitis pigmentosa, and it's a genetic disorder. So basically my mom had a recessive gene and my dad had a recessive gene and just happened to have me. And I was diagnosed when I was 9 years old. And basically it's progressively gotten worse. So, I have memories of being able to see certain things that I can't see now. And I've definitely noticed, it changed, but it's really gradual. And just some differences that I've seen. I'm not able to read, normal print books anymore, and seeing the board at school, I can't do that anymore. So just little things like that I've noticed.
1 foot in and down.
I think in the boat, I just feel comfortable. Part of the reason that I got so hooked on rowing is because it's just, it's really, you don't need vision at all to do it. I don't know, I think something just clicked and I was like, I love this and I want to do this forever. And then it was actually, in the beginning, it was, I wasn't actually going to be able to row with Albemarle. It was kind of I didn't go there and it was going to be difficult, but I think Kathy Kaufman saw how hard I was working and I kind of found ways to row as much as I could through the fall and stuff, and she saw how, dedicated I was, and she gave me a chance to try out, and so I'm here today. So for me, it's really the one thing that I found where I don't even think about my vision at all. I can just be there and enjoy it and enjoy the people, and it's great. I think there should probably just be more of an awareness in Charlottesville that, because I know other kids in Charlottesville that have visual impairments, or whether it's a visual impairment or a physical disability or anything. People just need to be aware of the awesome things that people are doing all over the country. A blind girl in Texas, I think, who's a champion pole vaulter. You can get out in a boat and you can row if you have a disability or a challenge. And so maybe getting some of those people to come and do talks or do workshops, or just giving young people more access to to find out those things and kind of know that they're there and stuff like that. For me personally, there are a few gaps in terms of thinking of the accessibility to technology and services for those with visual impairments and disabilities. There's a barrier between the private and public schools in terms of accessing things like learning how to use canes and travel, and they really need to create more of an infrastructure that kind of covers everyone in the school system and not just make it this public-private kind of thing. I have my mobility instructor, but he's not allowed to teach me mobility on Tandem campus, which is really funny because that's where I am most of the time. I can't drive with my vision, and I would love to. My mom drives me everywhere, and as an 18-year-old, that kind of sucks sometimes. One thing that the area needs to take on is the public transportation system. Being, a senior in high school, I want to go places. I want to, do stuff with my friends and stuff like that. So I think that if they, improve the distance that their buses would go, maybe improve the range, and I think it would make it a lot easier and a lot more accessible for, people like me that maybe can't get to where they need to go all the time, and it would allow me to be a lot more independent, definitely. I have been recruited to Ithaca College to row Division III, which is really exciting. And I want to study exercise physiology, and my goal career-wise would be to become an adaptive coach and kind of work with disabled athletes. What inspires me about the Paralympics and Paralympians is that I think I can relate to them a lot, and I feel that kind of drive to, prove people wrong and just get out there and do what you love to do, no matter what, what life throws at you.
I go to the Miller School of Albemarle. I am a senior. We came to Miller School looking for a school for my younger brother because it starts in the 8th grade, and I decided it was really beautiful and I wanted to go here. So I actually picked up an application behind my parents' back and applied. It was kind of a surprise for my parents, but I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Miller School for the past 5 years. So I will usually work at Banana Republic a couple times during the week, and then the days that I'm not working at Banana Republic, I am babysitting. So school for me starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 2:45, and then if I have time, I will go to ballet class for a couple of hours, and then in the evening, starting about 5 or 5:30, I will go to work at Banana, or I will go as a nanny and take care of some little kids. It is sometimes difficult to complete all of my assignments, especially during the college application process. It's extremely time consuming. Sometimes you don't sleep, sometimes you do sleep. You just have to really balance your time and try and get as much done as you can. I am applying to college right now. I have applied to 8 schools. However, it is an extremely expensive process. Every single school has an application fee. My parents are not happy with the amount that they have to pay for testing and for things like that. They paid for my AP testing, but I did pay for my SAT, my ACT, and my subject tests, as well as my application fees myself, which is why I work as a nanny and at Banana Republic. A lot of my friends did not decide to take AP classes because they didn't have the money, or they did not want to pay for a test that they didn't know if it would guarantee their acceptance into college. I think financial limitations definitely limit talented people. If you can't overcome an obstacle with being able to afford paying for these things, then you might not be able to expand on your full potential and get to go to college and have that experience that you really want, but you just can't afford. So I think that making education access available and more easy to get to would be something that's crucial for Charlottesville community. Applying to all those schools, hopefully I get into all of them. However, it is going to come down to the cost of it. I'm going to make my decision based on how much scholarship I get and which turns out to be the best financial deal for me. I don't want to graduate with a huge amount of debt, so I think for me my choice is going to come down to where I get the most financial aid and where I would like to go.